Trump goes after Federal Reserve's Powell again. President Donald Trump said Wednesday that Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has kept interest rates too high, and that he might call the central bank chief. I haven't called him. I might call him, Trump said in an Oval Office executive action signing ceremony Wednesday evening. I believe he's making a mistake by not lowering interest rates, and I think as well as we're doing, we could be doing much better. Trump has publicly attacked Powell over the past several days, calling the Fed chair a major loser whose termination cannot come soon enough. Trump nominated Powell to his role in 2017, but has since publicly feuded with him. But he softened his stance Tuesday, saying he had no intention of firing Powell after advisors warned Trump that terminating the central bank chief would backfire legally and economically, sources familiar with the matter told CNN. But Trump renewed his line of attack on Powell on Wednesday, accusing him of playing politics with rate cuts. He's keeping rates too high, Trump said, as he also criticized Powell for acting too slowly to raise rates several years ago in the early days of his inflation crisis. He historically has been late. He was recommended by a certain person I'm not particularly happy with. Trump and other White House officials have suggested that the Fed's action to lower rates in the late stages of the Biden administration, but not yet under Trump, could be political. There's no evidence the independent Fed is taking a political stance, and Powell has vehemently denied suggestions that the Fed plays politics when making its monetary policy decisions. Powell has said repeatedly the Fed will only make decisions to raise or lower rates after careful consideration and will not rush a decision or issue an emergency rate cut before the rate setting committee's next scheduled meeting in May.
Man, this is the whole thing. So what happens was he tried to do the tariff thing. He blinked. All right. He's buckling because, the CEOs of like Walmart and Target and all the major companies were like, look, what you're about to do is going to make our shelves empty.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone else that he thought that he could bully everyone around the world like he tries to bully people in America. They were like, no, they just made trade partners with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? None of the tariff stuff worked. It failed. So now he's trying to look at the Fed chair. He needs him to drop interest rates to save him, and he won't do it. So now he's hurt. Now he wants to keep attacking him like he's the problem. No, sir. You did it to yourself. It is what it is. You tried something. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So now you're trying to backtrack. You're like, oh, we're going to go to China. They're going to be nice. We're going to be nice to them. China could be like, nah, bro, I'm going to keep the tariffs on. And they can squeeze us right now if they felt like it. Squeeze us hard, which I don't want to see them do, but they should do so people can understand what's really going on here. Because the Fed chair can't save you no matter how much you lower them interest rates.
I mean, and we have to understand historically interest rates have been, even maybe a little bit higher than they are now. Historically, when we lowered interest rates for all those years, it was because we went through a huge financial crisis, a huge one. And that was the housing crisis of 08. The bubble. And so to do it now is pretty much playing politics because you chose to make a decision at a time when interest rates had already just risen previously under Biden. We basically shirked a recession under him. Now you want to run us into a self-made one, and now you want to say lower interest rates so we can run up inflation again so the next president can look like it's their fault that interest rates were high when it's again your fault. You did it the last time. I won't say Biden.
That's how he's able. My bad to cut you off. That's how he was able to make Biden look bad. Because he did it to him last time. And so, yeah.
And so, now I look at it and it was partially Obama's fault too, but not really because he came out of the financial crisis. He did what he had to do. Interest rates should have risen under Obama's last few years and especially under Trump because we were in a good economy at that point in time. We're in a solid economy. We should have higher interest rates. That's what drove up, basically just drove up everyone having money in their pocket. Everyone can go out to buy houses, put all this extra money down on homes, do everything they were doing. Drove up the cost of homes, drove up rent, everything else for everyone. Hurt the economy, and then boom, you get COVID and all that. So we got to look at then we get the inflation we had, and everyone cried under Biden. Oh man, everything's high, everything's this, that, and the third. No one's crying right now, and this guy's crashing the economy intentionally with a bad plan that everyone sees failing, but we don't want to talk about it. No one wants to say anything about it. That the tariffs have not done anything. He is buckled on all fronts with the tariffs. There has not been what victory has he come out with?
Nothing.
I haven't heard one yet.
Nothing. Not
I mean,
thing.
everyone's telling you they're not afraid of you, man. There's no reason to be afraid of you. Everyone's against you. You've turned all of our allies into enemies.
And then those trades that we lost are never going to come back. People don't trust us because they don't know, hey, well, we can go back to our old ways, right? Our old trades that we had with you. But who says in 4 years someone else isn't going to come in here and do the same thing?
Some are crazy.
For the last 12 years, it's been like this for them. So it's crazy to see how we've lost our stature in the world. But everyone else, they're going to act like they don't see the fire burning, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because I was online last night. I was watching this guy, and he was like, he's arguing with a Trump supporter, and he was like, "What has Donald Trump done to make your life better?" And the guy was like, "Well, he got rid of all those federal programs and this and this." He's like, "Were you on those federal programs?" The guy was like, "No." He's like, "Then what did he do personally to make your life better?" And the guy couldn't answer it. Couldn't answer it at all.
Because at the end of the day, they voted on hate. When you listen to all these people talk, man, yeah, immigrants. All I ever hear is immigrants. Half of them don't even know any immigrants themselves personally. Have never met any of them, or anything like that. So it doesn't really matter. Or they work beside them in some type of a trade. So it's just weird to me listening to you talk about something that truly doesn't affect you. You truly have no real understanding of, like, this is a huge part of our workforce. It's a huge part of who pays into Social Security, everything else we got going on here. It's a huge part of the fact of why America is still has strong standing in the world, because people know we're not a declining population. They're a lot less likely to try and invade or to try and do anything against us. So, but anyway, I mean, I'm just not seeing the value of it, but it is what it is when it comes to that.